Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Have you guys ever seen a trailer for a game and as soon as it's over, you take one good look at your screen and you're like, this right here is gonna cause someone to lose their damn job? It's not hopeful thinking, it's not wishful thinking, but it's a thought that crosses your mind nonetheless. Well, if you've had that feeling before, you're about to have it again. This past weekend was Concord's open beta weekend, meaning that if you had a PlayStation 5 or PC with Steam access, you could play the game as much as you wanted. Now, at the time of recording this video and getting all this footage, I have about 3 hours in the game, and I can easily tell you that within these 3 hours, I've been able to pretty much conclude that this game is going to result in a lot of layoffs, and it's going to be DOA. I don't want that shit to happen, but you know what? Let's just go ahead and talk about it. So like always, make sure you hit that like and sub button for more content like this. This video is also brought to you by Level Up Apparel. Use code LVLUP10, Level Up 10 for 10% off any order over $20. Tap into the MOSHPIT, socials down below. Okay, let's just get into it. Now, if you are one of the fortunate people in this situation and you don't know what Concord is, it is a 5v5 hero shooter that offers a plethora of modes, a plethora of characters, and offers what I think is a pretty interesting player controller. This game obviously draws a lot of big inspiration from games like Destiny 2, Unreal Tournament, Quake, maybe even just a little bit of X-Defiant thrown into the mix, but it's a hero shooter. Everyone has played a million hero shooters, but this one is different because it's not free to play. It's $40 USD day one. And this is not a game going into early access, by the way. This is not early access. This is going to be a fully released game when it comes out in August. And something interesting I found out recently is that this is going to be Firewalk's first official IP to leave their studio. I also forgot to mention that while doing a little bit of background research on Firewalk Studios as a whole, I came across a couple articles saying that there was another studio who worked on Concord before Firewalk took over by the name of Obviously Monsters, but I don't have a whole lot of information on how long they developed the game for before it was turned over to Firewalk. But just know that this game is currently on its second set of hands because of PlayStation Publishing. Like, this is their first official IP that they're releasing. They have PlayStation Publishing backing them, and it's not gonna go well at all. I want to get to why that is in just a minute outside of the $40 price tag, because that right there is an automatic no deal for a lot of people, including myself. But you're gonna start to see very quickly when I start going through these things that this game is no different than its free-to-play counterparts that it oh so desperately wants to be and demolish. For starters, it's a 5v5 hero shooter. You already have 50,000 fucking hero shooters that are 5v5, so that automatically just, yeah, no uniqueness there. This game will have 4 available modes coming day one of its launch. Those modes are going to be a team deathmatch-esque sort of mode, kind of fused with something like Kill Confirmed. You also have a domination / hardpoint mode. You have a one life mode, which in a game like this, absolutely no fucking thank you. And I'm assuming a ranked mode of some sort. You can't see it in the menu at all because it's locked, but I'm assuming that's going to be a ranked mode. It's either going to be a ranked mode or a payload mode. Either or. I really don't give a shit less. This game offers a shit ton of different characters, all with their own sort of ability and weaponry. Again, we have 15 other games that do that exact same thing, but where those 15 other games offer something that's free with the ability to buy something from a battle pass, these guys are coming right out of the gate with a $40 USD price tag and a $60 USD deluxe edition, which that deluxe edition doesn't really offer anything besides 72 hours pre-release access, which if you played it this weekend, you're not gonna want that. I use the phrase "if you played" so literal, it's not even funny. Because if you go over to Steam charts and look at how many people have played this game so far over the course of this beta weekend, you'd be 2 parts shocked and 2 parts not surprised to figure out that this game only peaked at a max of 2,300 players, give or take, on PC alone worldwide. And to make this very clear for everybody, this was not a region-locked playtest, and only 2,300 and some odd people actually logged into play. And that's absolutely fucking embarrassing to have a game that had tens of millions of dollars thrown into it for development by PlayStation Publishing, because there are early access games, I can count early access games on both of my fucking hands, that have had a higher all-time peak player count than what Concord currently has right now. And again, this all just goes to show that the people who are over at PlayStation Publishing have no idea what we the consumers want, and I directly hold them at fault for for whatever is going to happen to the studio after this game actually releases into the public, it's because the developers haven't committed a single cent in this. These guys probably don't even want the game to come out at $40. I wouldn't even be surprised if a few of them said, hey, listen, we know this game is not going to do very well because of the stipulations that Sony has put in place. And I also wouldn't be too fucking shocked to figure out that people know that their jobs are at stake. And I cannot imagine what it's like to be in a position like that. I have no doubt in my mind that these guys have just been fed bullshit story after bullshit story by Sony saying, oh, this game is going to hit in the market. It's going to have success. It's going to be this. It's going to be that because the genre is so big and expansive. There is nothing about this game that makes it any different than the games it's competing against. And if anything, it's worse. But when you have a game like this that is already competing in such an overly saturated genre, you cannot make mistakes. And the biggest mistake that is hindering people from even wanting to attempt to play this game is the price tag day one. Now, one of the rationales I've heard before about why they want to make this game $40 is because they want to make this game into like a web series of some kind with lore and character development. Nobody asked for that. And this again is one of many examples how out of touch these executives are becoming. In my genuine, honest opinion here, I think the graphics look great, the guns need some work to them, but the experience itself is not anything breathtaking, but it's not the worst thing I've ever played. So if the game were free to play, I wouldn't really have that much to bitch about. It would take my overall score from like a 2 out of 10 to like a 6 or a 7 out of 10. It's nothing I would play on the regular, but it would definitely be a good little time waster. So after listening to everything I just said about why this game I think is going to end up failing, I mean, does it really surprise you that I'm saying that? Is it gonna shock anybody? Is it gonna like absolutely blindside somebody? I mean, we could play the blame game all day, but ultimately it falls upon the shoulders of Sony Publishing. And people are gonna be so quick to blame it on the local liberal pronouns. Hey, listen, I'm just gonna level with you real quick. If you guys honestly think that pronouns on a character are gonna dictate whether or not the game is good, then you are the actual snowflake that you fucking idiots keep bitching about. I've also seen people bitching about how there's female forerunners or female characters in the game. Like, brother, we have had 17,000 different games with female operators in it, but now this one all of a sudden is an issue. Is it absolutely necessary to have in a game? Absolutely not. Does it change how the game plays? Absolutely not. So should you be concerned with it? Absolutely not. I'm not gonna lie to you, I had a little bit of fun while playing this game, but that was just because I knew I didn't have to pay for it right now. If we want to talk about the player controller, it is your run-of-the-mill hero shooter. You have over-the-top weaponry that offers a range of single-shot weapons, automatic weapons, burst weapons, explosive weapons. You also have a slew of special abilities to include grenades, exploding knives, firewalls, healing pads, like the gambit essentially. You know, after putting around 3 hours of game time into Concord, I started to feel a little bit mixed in terms of emotions, like whether I actually like the game or not. It gave me kind of an overwhelming nostalgic vibe of Team Fortress 2 meets Unreal Tournament. I felt some of that nostalgia hit me while I was playing as some of the forerunners that are in this game, and it drew me in a little bit. But after playing the game for a couple hours, experiencing all of the game modes, experiencing all of the maps, going through all of the forerunners to test them out, it almost kind of makes you want to go install a game like Overwatch 2 or Paladins or any of the other 50,500 goddamn hero shooters that are on the market right now. We as gamers do not need more hero shooters in this oversaturated market of hero shooters. There is a forever expanding digital graveyard of hero shooters on Steam, on Epic, on Xbox, on PlayStation that have come out, seen a little bit of traction, and then immediately fall off because it's the same shit, different day. And most of those hero shooters are free to play titles. You either have to be extremely lucky in the hero shooter genre to even see a glimmer of success, or you would have already had to have a successful title attached to it. Overwatch shines like the brightest fucking star in the middle of the night when it comes to the hero shooter genre because they have been able to maintain their success for quite some time. Even though Overwatch 2 is a hunk of dog shit, the game still gets played and downloaded and has people going back to experience it because it's Overwatch. And the guys over at PlayStation Publishing think that people are just just gonna hop on Concord the same way because PlayStation is pushing it out? People do not care that you're Sony or PlayStation or whatever entity you want to be. I don't know, I feel like under certain circumstances, it's supposed to be better that you're PlayStation. But ultimately, it doesn't matter. And if you want proof behind what I'm saying here, go look at the player numbers for Halo Infinite, go look at the player numbers for the Master Chief Collection, go look at the player numbers for Gears 5. All three of those games are currently available on Steam, and Xbox Game Studios pushed every single one of them out. The player numbers for all three of those titles are abysmal right now. And they actually kind of replicate the same player numbers that that Concord has. So if you think that being a AAA billion-dollar studio, publishing studio, mind you, is going to change the fact people are going to play your game or not, or it's going to dictate some kind of success, you are severely mistaken. I don't know, that whole thought process is really goddamn stupid. Like borderline catatonic. I don't know, y'all, that's just me. Leave a comment down below telling me what you think about Concord. If you played it, did you enjoy it? If you didn't play it, congratulations. And while you're down there, go ahead and hit that like button, that sub button, and smash that notification bell for more content like this. And as always, my name is Redbeard Mortis. Speak loud, speak the truth, and I will see you in the next one.